Hi, I'm Dr. Shaunna of drshaunna.com and welcome to Superfood Spotlight. The superfood we're featuring this week in the spotlight is parsnips. Now, parsnips are a great winter superfood. They kind of look like a white carrot. They have a slightly sweet and nutty flavor. And let's take a look at why they're actually a superfood. So they're loaded with vitamin C. Just in 1 cup of cooked parsnips, you're getting a quarter of your recommended daily allowance for vitamin C. And we know vitamin C is a great antioxidant, a great immune booster, so great for healthy skin, and so much more. Parsnips are also loaded with fiber. 1 cup of cooked parsnips has 6 grams of fiber, which is fantastic. So fiber is great for improved digestion, great colon health. It helps to lower cholesterol, especially the soluble fiber that we find in parsnips. So combine that, lowering your cholesterol, with the potassium that's in parsnips, and these parsnips are really great and heart healthy as well, to lower that blood pressure, lower that cholesterol. Now, there are a lot of phytonutrients, antioxidants, that are in parsnips, a different class than what we've often talked about on these superfood spotlights. So we have falcarinol, falcarinodiol, we have panaxidiol, and methylfalcarinodiol. That's a mouthful. And these antioxidants, there's a number of scientists and researchers at the University of Newcastle at Tyne that have found in a number of studies that these segment of antioxidants found in parsnips help to be anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-cancer. And in particular, they found a protective effect against colon cancer and acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So that's pretty spectacular. It also is great for weight loss and a healthy digestion. So because of that lack of fat, that high fiber, really relatively low calorie, only 100 calories in a cup of cooked parsnips, it's a great addition to a weight loss plan, and it's diabetic friendly given all of that high fiber. I just want to do a little bit of a soapbox moment here. They are a starchy carb, and when we look at the glycemic index, you definitely want to have a low glycemic diet. Dr. Dean Jenkins, back in 1981, defined that glycemic index, and that is where you have 50 grams of carbohydrate. They measure your blood sugar, and if it's 100, that's pure glucose, pure sugar, your level is 100. So everything is relative to that. And they discovered that obviously the junk food, the sugary foods would spike your blood sugar, but they found things like carrots and potatoes and cornflakes and things like that that spiked your blood sugar. So when you look at 50 grams of carbohydrate, what's really important and often missed out there amongst the masses is that 50 grams of carbohydrate varies depending on what we're talking about. So if you're talking about a slice of bread, 50 grams of carbohydrate would be 1 slice of bread. But if you're talking about 50 grams of carbohydrate, say in carrots, that's 8 large carrots. Who eats 8 large carrots at a sitting? So that brought into the glycemic load, and that takes into account your serving size. And now the white bread was still high, but your carrots, for example, a typical serving size was actually a low glycemic load. So same thing with parsnips. Although it may be a starchy carb, and if you just look at the glycemic index, you could be fooled. But in fact, because of the high fiber and because of the typical serving size with respect to this, the glycemic load is 10, which is low. So that just a little bit of a clarification. A high sugar spike diet is absolutely something you want to avoid. And you know, there's definitely more than one right answer. Do your research, come up to your own conclusions, but you always have to look at what are the benefits you're getting and weigh that out, and what is the effect that it's actually having in your body. And also to take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt. So back in the 80s, we had the low-fat craze that made everybody fat, and now we're in a low-carb craze that we might seem that we are shortchanging ourselves on some important nutrients, and it depends. You want to have, and no one will ever change my opinion of this, you want to have healthy fat, healthy protein, and healthy carbohydrates in your diet. You absolutely need them. So you want the right quantity and quality. So, off the soapbox. So, parsnips also have folate. We know about that's great in pregnant women to get that into their diet to reduce the risk of neural tube defects. And parsnips are also great for bone health. They have a lot of vitamin K, about 37% of your recommended daily allowance in a cup of cooked parsnips, and that helps to build and maintain strong bones and prevent bone loss. So how do you enjoy these? Well, you can peel them like a carrot. There is, especially in the larger ones, a core, a white fibrous core in the middle, so you just want to cut that little core out. You can boil them, you can cook them like a potato. You can boil them, you can bake them, roast them, saute them. One great thing to do with them is to slice them thin and make parsnip chips. It's fantastic. A lot more fiber in these than, for example, in a potato. You can make great parsnip soups. A parsnip puree is fantastic. It often goes really great with rosemary, sage, thyme, and parsnips are the superfood of the week that we are featuring in at least 2 of our meals in the Meal Cure. So if you head on over to mealcure.com, this is a meal planning service that is based on superfoods that is designed to help you take the stress and chaos out of what's for dinner and put the fun, joy, ease, and health right back in. So, did you like this video? How do you like to include parsnips in your diet? Have you tried them yet? So leave those comments below. I'm really interested to see what your thoughts are on all of this. And with that, have a fantastic week and be good for you.